how do I make money as a dreamer? How do I keep it going? How do I keep everything else sustained, like in my personal life? You know what I'm saying? That's the middle ground, you know. So you get put to it's a gray area where like you can't really go back to what you was doing. You know what I'm saying? But
You're watching and listening to Stuck in the Middle podcast. This is a platform for entrepreneurs, innovators, creators of African descent. We hear stories, ideas, and experiences on how we can break the mold, how we can break barriers. It's 2020. Stuck in the Middle turns 3 this year. Whoop, whoop. Man, we got a lot of changes, man. A lot of big things happening. We got the first guest in the building. I'm going to introduce him in a minute. But first, man, definitely want to remind you, if you are checking this platform out for the first time, we're on all social media platforms, SITM Podcast. Hit that follow button on YouTube, youtube.com/SITM Podcast. Hit that subscribe and the ringer. Every time we drop new content, you get it first. You heard SITMPodcast.com is the website. And hit us up if you want to be a part of this movement, you know. I got a new, you know what I'm saying? He's not new. A new partner in the building. Host, co-host, so Charles Capo. You know what I mean? Y'all might have recognized him from the Couch Talk, but he's on the desk today, and y'all gonna see him, you know what I mean? And we got some more additions to the family. Y'all gonna find out about them soon. But want to take this time to welcome you to the desk, bro.
Hey, thank you, man. Thank you.
Man.
You know, this is definitely something I've been wanting to do for a long time. So just being a part of the desk now, you know what I'm saying? We're gonna have some fun.
Yeah, man.
Let's get lit.
Let's get lit. Let's do it, man. With no further ado, we got a special guest in the building. He is, you know, like I said, special. Hameed Idowu, you know what I mean? Most promising Afrobeats artist from the DMV area. You know what I'm saying? Hip-hop sound, but Afrobeats, bass. Welcome, like I said, Hameed Idowu. Stuck in the Middle podcast.
Let's clap it up.
Yeah. How you feeling, bro?
I'm feeling washed.
Washed? What you mean?
Nah, man, I'm feeling blessed. It's a new year, you know what I'm
Yeah,
saying?
man.
We thank God, you know what I'm saying? More growth for everything, and, you know, just more quality stuff. You know?
Yeah, man. For those who don't know who Hameed is, you know, who are unfamiliar, who is Hameed Idowu? Did I say it right?
Yeah, I mean, it's no and yes. Cause it's Idowu, but you got to add that accent.
Yeah.
It's like if you make an Americanized, Idowu, so it kind of sounds the same.
Yeah.
You know
Who is Hameed though?
Yeah, Hameed is the praiseworthy. You know what I'm saying?
Hey.
Nah. But I mean, I'm just a regular guy. You know what I'm saying? That just pretty much, you know, chose to, you know, answer my calling. You know what I'm saying? Through music, sound, and entertainment, I guess. But pretty much, I'm just a vessel. You know what I'm saying? So I needed those a vessel for whatever message I'm supposed to send out, and for whatever impact I'm supposed to make on this planet while I'm here.
I mean, I feel like, you know what I'm saying? You wanted to answer your calling. You know what I'm saying? So how did you get into music? Like, you know, what brought you that calling?
Yeah, I mean, it's pretty much the world for real. It's like, you know, I've always had a thing for art itself, but I just didn't know that like I wanted to be an artist, a musical artist. There was just a time where I was just, you know, I used to practice some Chris Brown songs. It was lit. But, you know, just seeing how the world works, you know, from politics, TV, you know, sports, you know, I came to a conclusion that like there's top 3 things that like if you want to help the world and like impact it in some sort of form, you either get into politics, you either get into the newscast, movies, whatever, or you get into music.
So it was all about entertainment for you. You know what I'm saying? So you just wanted to make an impact and change the world, but how you see fit.
Yeah, the thing is also, it's like, because I used to listen to some people and like how their music would make me feel, you know what I'm saying? As far as like, you know, positively motivated. Yeah. So it's like, yeah, you want to do that too.
Yeah.
You know,
Is Hameed your real name? Hameed Idowu, your real name?
Yeah.
So you just go by your real name on stage as well?
Yeah.
So would you say your music is like, you know, what when people come to your sound unfamiliar, what should they expect?
Hey man, that's the thing. You can't. I don't even know. It's because it's such WAZY music. It's like that's what we like to call it. It's really what you're feeling. You know what I'm saying? Genuinely though, like not like, yo, I want to make Indian music today. Like, nah, I can't do that. I'm not really Indian.
Yeah.
So it's like, but like if I'm thinking about like making some hip hop, R&B, or Afro beats. I can't limit myself. So like you as a listener, you just have to know when you're coming to my realm. You know what I'm saying? You can't expect one thing.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? You'll be enjoying the Afro beats, and then next thing you know, they just go into some.
Next.
You know what I'm saying? And you just be like, oh, all right, cool.
So what is feeling WAZY, man? Like I hear you say WAZY. You know, is WAZY a verb? Is it an adjective? Like, is it a feeling? Is it an emotion? Like, what is being WAZY?
They got a whole movement, a whole WAZY movement.
It's a way of life for real. It's, you know, it's believing in something greater than yourself.
Okay.
You know, and just something greater to guide you through that. So, you know, and as far as music, WAZY, and fashion, but like to highlight music, WAZY is pretty much, that's the genre I like to use. Every time I upload something, we create our own custom genre and we put it on WAZY. But it's like, it's not boxing yourself in. Again, it's pretty much not limiting yourself to a certain thing. Because so many people just say, yo, be an Afrobeat artist. You know what I'm saying? It's like, all right, no. Because like y'all know me from that. There's so many people that knew me before Afrobeats. There are a lot of people that know me off Afrobeats don't even know that like my first few songs were actually American joints. That's what got me. So it's like, how can I just leave that? I can't just. Like,
that's strange though to hear you say, you know, be Afrobeats. No, because that's the wave right now.
Exactly.
Like Afrobeats is catching on, especially in the West. So to still have that, you know, ground and say, hey, nah, I'm gonna do my own thing. Like,
yeah. Nah, and that's the thing. I don't like to also be like hard headed and like be like blind to that fact that like, yeah, Afro, Black Panther, Beyonce, it's like it's going crazy right now. But also it's like, you know, that's why we got to work extra hard type of thing, because we're trying to capture several things. You know what I'm saying? Everything has its time. You know what I'm saying? American music will come back. You know what I'm saying? The substance will come back. You know, and unfortunately, Afrobeat is going to, you know, be looked at. You know, right now it's still hot, but it's after a while, it's going to be like reggae. You know what I'm saying? It's just going to be blended. Everybody will already know it. So and then they'll focus back on their own thing.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So it's like, all right, bet. So we're not going to abandon home. You know what I'm saying? We're not going to leave that. But like, bro, dollars is better than naira, bro. You know what I'm saying? It's like, yo, what are we talking? So it's, you know, maybe, not even maybe, you know, the way I like to do that through the music is I highlight, you know what I'm saying? I would just throw some words in there. I would mix it up. The way I would talk, just either Yoruba, broken English, regular English, you know what I'm saying? I just mix it. So people know that like, yo, I'm not running away from my culture, but I'm not just from that either. You know
I feel it. You know, because a lot of times what we're seeing now is that like, you know, Afrobeat is the big thing. Everybody wants to either sample it, have artists featured on it, everything like that. But a lot of times people don't think about it reaching the masses or abroad.
Yeah.
So do you feel like your music can somehow touch, you know, your culture, your originality, your
Yeah. The reason why I say that is because I'm not faking it. You know, it's like if I didn't grow up in Nigeria for like 8 years, like legit, like I feel like I stayed there for like 20 years. You know what I'm saying?
You were born there.
I was born there. You know what I'm saying? You know how Africans, you know, you 8 in Africa, you really like 16 here. You know what I'm saying? It's like, you know, you get older faster. You just like, well, you learn faster. You know what I'm saying?
The world is a lot different.
You know, so it's like, it's genuine. So I learned, it's so many things I remember from just 8 years in that country. So it's like,
You been back since?
nah. You know what I'm saying? So, and the fact, you know, my household, my mom, my dad, everybody speaks Yoruba. You know what I'm saying? I like to surround myself around people that, you know what I'm saying, reminds me of where I'm from. So it's, you know, it's like, I can't ignore that. You know what I'm saying? Like,
Facts.
you know, these people, and they know it too when like, you're just trying to force that Yoruba on them. You know what I'm saying? They can hear it. You know what I'm saying? Like, people, if somebody try to speak Cameroon, they try to force that you will hear that. You'll be like, you're not really, you know what I'm saying? So it's like, you can't play with that either. I don't just come there. If I don't have no Yoruba to say, I'm not saying it. You know, I'm not just going to force it. You know, if I don't have no broken English to say, I'm not saying it. You know?
I respect that.
Yeah, you definitely got that new project coming out. I think that's, you know, middle ground, yeah. And I definitely came across your track list, you know, and so what you just said, you know, I think there's a song titled on there, African Akata.
Yeah.
You know, speak to that a little bit. You know, is that what we're talking about right now?
That's exactly what we're talking about. You know what I'm saying? It's like, yo, I was born in Nigeria. You know what I'm saying? Came here when I was 8. But it's like, yo, I felt like I lived in Nigeria for like 20 years. But then I grew up in Plainsburg, Maryland. Went to elementary school, went to middle school, went to high school. So like, if you want to learn about shit, these are you go to elementary school, you're gonna know how life works. And you know, if you start going to school, especially from elementary, middle, high, all the way up, you know, so you see the surroundings, you see the area, you see how people act. You know, what I'm saying it's not a fabrication. It's like, you know, that's why sometimes you'll see in my support cast, they'll say, I don't know what he be saying, but I fuck with it. It's like, you know what I'm saying? It's like, because these people know, some of them probably know me from school days or whatever, you know, but it's like I can't shy from it. You know what I'm saying? And that's what African Akata is about. It's like for all the kids, all the people that came here at a young age, you know what I'm saying? They not just limited to African no more. Like Reflex is an African Akata. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, you know, if you go to Africa right now, he starts speaking English, they'll think he's not from Africa.
Facts.
And then like he'll be
like, where the dollars at?
You know what I'm saying? It's like, so all these type of people, you know, that's what that is for. You know what I'm saying? Everywhere around the world, the diaspora, just
break down this EP. It's an EP.
Yeah.
January 14.
Yeah, LP.
Okay, it's a whole album.
I mean, not an album. That's why we say LP.
Yeah.
Trying to use the word album.
Middle ground.
You know
break it down, man. That's why you hear. You know, it's a new project. We haven't heard from you for a minute.
You know, it's been 3 years since my solo project. You know, Metanoia. You know, and it took a while. You know, rightfully so. You know, you want to put some thoughts and real processing into things. But yeah, the middle ground is pretty much about, you know, life in the middle. You know, it's, what do I mean? It's
we get it, stuck in the middle.
Right? You know what I'm saying? Stuck in the middle. Like, you come from a place like, you know, let's highlight the African Akata part first. Like, all right, I'm a person. I'm in the middle ground because to some people I'm completely Nigerian, to some people I'm American, until I say I'm not. You know what I'm saying? So I'm in the middle ground with that as an African Akata. Middle ground as a dream, as a dreamer. You know what I'm saying? Like, I gotta keep all these lights on. You know what I'm saying? But then I gotta keep promoting this. How I'm gonna keep this lights on and keep promoting this at the same time with no job? You know what I'm saying? With no nothing. Like, how do I make money as a dreamer? How do I keep it going? How do I keep everything else sustained, like in my personal life? You know what I'm saying? That's the middle ground. You know, so you get put to it's a gray area where, like, you can't really go back to what you was doing. You know what I'm saying? But you have to take it to the next level. You know what I'm saying? Like, imagine you probably used to do some clubs, 2000 and whatever. Then you can't look at those clubs the same no more. But it's not like you got beef with them. You ain't got beef with them. It's just like, bro, I have to. It's like, yo, but then those people think they're helping you. You know what I'm saying? By sending like, yo, come perform in my club. They think they're giving you an opportunity. So it's like, yo, this is the middle ground. Where some people think, you know what I'm saying, you don't have enough, and some people think you have enough, and some people think like you don't need the help, and some people think like, you know what I'm saying, it's just all in one.
I feel it. You know, talk about your relationship with your producer, Will Beats.
Beats, God willing, man.
That's the big homie right there. Who'd you work with on this project to follow up that?
Yeah, let's say we had Sean Teasel on this, and we got Grim. And
shout out to Grim. I don't
you know
Grim.
Oh, yeah.
I know my man. Yeah,
shout out to Grim. So yeah, just those two for real.
And you write yourself?
Yeah. Everything. Well, everything I spit. You know what I'm saying? But Will Beats, I mean, yeah, that's family for life. Will is like, it's like his name, God Will. It's like, it was like God willing, like our connection. It was so crazy because I saw him in the club, man. I went up to the, I was like, yo, I mean, look, I'm trying to work on this project. It was Metanoia. I was like, yo, I'm trying to work on this project, but like, I ain't got no money. You know what I'm saying? But like, I need, you know what I'm saying? Like, just hook me up. You know what I'm saying? If you like it, can we work? If you don't, I get it. You know what I'm saying? So he's like, all right, I'm gonna come to the studio. So he came and then started playing stuff. He didn't like it. He didn't like the stuff
that you were playing.
Oh man, he was like, nah. But then the thing is, he saw the potential. So he was like, all right, bet, come to the studio. So that's what we started creating. We created like a bunch of, we recorded the whole Metanoia, and then we created WAZY. It was like, no, and then we created Usually.
Yeah, that was an anthem.
Yo, and then we created WAZY. So Will just became like a blessing, you know? It was like, cause he just joined the team like on some, and like for nothing. You know what I'm saying? And it was so, you know, I owe my life. It's a thing. It's a partnership for life. So, you know, I called him yesterday too. I was like, yo, thank you.
That's love.
You know what I'm saying? I was
Yeah,
like,
we need to do more of that.
you know what I'm saying?
I think, you know, as artists, right, they say it's hard to find, you know, that one producer that gets you, that fits you. You know what I'm saying? So, like, for you, you know, that's your guy. You know, they say, who's it, DJ
40,
Esco from
40 Drake, Esco,
Yeah.
Stuff,
Facts.
Yeah, I feel it.
Yeah, that bond is like, I could, bro, I'm so comfortable with Will recording now. I go in there like, and then that thing would sound like, man, because I already know what he's about to do. I'm like,
yeah. But you took a mean break though, like social media music, like recently.
Yeah.
Talk about you disappearing from the scene and like, you know, the comeback and then now Middle Ground project coming out.
Yeah, you know, with social media, it's like, you know, you kind of, well, me personally, speaking of me personally, you know, you kind of need that headspace to think, because as far, whether we like it or not, social media kind of dictates how we think. You know, it's like, maybe you were thinking about posting a video, but then you saw another video and it had an effect on it, and you like that effect, and you're like, I mean, I ain't trying to use his effect, but like, maybe I should do my video better. Or like, maybe not yet. You know what I'm saying? But like, these things, none of these thoughts matter. Like, if you don't have to see none of that. You're just doing literally what you want to do. You know, and that's just one thing. It's like, another thing is like, you know, social media these days, you always have to keep up.
Fact.
You always have to like, be doing this and that, posting, making you think too much when it comes to social media. So like, literally, I've reached a point where I'm only going here to promote my stuff. I'm only going here to post my stuff. I ain't watching those stories. I don't want to comment on the shade room. I ain't trying to do none of that, because it's just, it dictates it. You don't know yet till like you let it go.
So go ahead.
You know what I'm saying? When you let that phone, like when you don't, bruh, you know, I didn't pick up my phone, like I barely picked up my phone when I deleted the app. Like my phone, it was just, before it was like 10 hours a day, and then now it's like, well, when I got off, it turned into like 2 hours. I was like, damn, I was spending 10 hours a day just on scrolling and just doing nothing.
So,
facts.
So how do you maintain that following, you know, keeping that fan base? You talk about being off of social media. And then to follow up that question, you know, we have WAZY family. It's an actual movement. Yeah. You know, so now that, with that being the movement, talk about, you know, maintaining that WAZY family brand and just keep it going and keep it striving, but still wanting to remain off of social media. How does that work?
Yeah, teamwork makes the dream work, you know. You tell everybody, like, you know what I'm saying, I tell Eddie, I tell the gang, like, yo, I'm on social media for a while, you know what I'm saying, but like, that doesn't mean anything. We got to keep this popping, you know. So it's, even I'm not posting, there's probably a WAZY family page posting, Nato's probably posting, he has a Subculture Studio page. It's like, it's so many seeds that's been planted, you know what I'm saying, from the jump, that you're able to,
it's a machine now,
you know what I'm saying? You're able to remove yourself for a little bit, you know what I'm saying, and stuff is still going. And you know, you don't really have to, and you realize too, you don't even have to be on social media to be promoting your stuff on social media. You know what I'm saying? Instagram got like sponsorships, they got Spotify joints, everybody, you could pay to advertise now, you know. So it's like, all right, bet, just drop the bread and then delete the app. You know what I'm saying? So like,
how did you know what I'm saying, coming back, what was the move, you know, the strategic move, like, yo, I'm about to, this is the one, like Oreke, your first single back, you know, that's about to be on the project, you know, what was the process back, like, yo, this is what I'm about to hit him with, and talk about that single, or it's Oreke, right?
Yeah, I mean, Oreke was a song about my mother and it was pretty much what inspired it was about how my mother and my father met. You know what I'm saying? It was pretty much like what he would say to her. So
speaking that Yoruba,
you know what I'm saying?
Speaking game.
So he was just, you know, but we pretty much decided, like, as a unit, you know, everybody, we gather up, we like, all right, hit play. Which one? You know, everybody, we take votes. And it's like, all right, it's not just what I want, you know, and you know, that's if you ask me, that's how it should be, because your ear is kind of biased. You know what I'm saying? You as the artist, you hear the music deeper than anybody else. Because you know where it came from, like genuinely, and you know what each letter, each word meant. So like you take it deep, you take it to the soul more. So versus that's why sometimes you see people fall in love with like the stupidest songs, and you're like, bro, what? Why? But then it's like, yeah, because they're not looking at it the way you're looking at it. They just looking at it from the outside. They don't care about all that extra stuff. So just like gathering up with the team and like, yo, all right, yo, let's play these, let's play that, you know, and then we reached a agreement that like, yo, all right, okay, it's cool, you know what I'm saying, smooth, you know what I'm saying, we could do the video like this. And then,
would you say you dedicated that track to your parents or?
Yeah, definitely.
So you have a strong relationship with them.
Yeah, my mom's, you know what I'm saying. Shout out to my pops.
They support the music?
Not at first.
Talk about that a little bit.
Oh man, you know, you have to go to school. You know that go is towards, you got to do school. But I was hard headed. You know, I had to do what I had to do. You know, I kept going because if it was up to them, I wouldn't even be in this stuff right now. But it took me going extra hard, you know, and then people coming up to them at parties like, yo, I heard your son's music, but then they haven't heard it. So it's like, oh, but then they gotta act like they heard it. Okay. So then my pops would call me like, honey, can you go play with you? What you got? Man, I'm just like, yeah, it's beautiful, cause it was hard. That's why I always tell people, you know, your parents, you can't get mad at your parents, especially if you're African. You can't get mad at your parents for like not wanting you to do that. Cause they can't see it. It's like, you know, say they're not in the field with you. They're not seeing your little accomplishments. If it's not the big one, they don't care. So it's up to you to show that like, yo, you can make this. You can make them believe. You know what I'm saying? Before you, instead of like running out the house or something, or like.
And they become the biggest fans too after
what?
They believe.
Everybody was talking about that Neymar stuff. Remember when how they could have let their sons play soccer? Like looking, yo, my same dad. I remember he forgot after I got a lecture for music. Like a lecture, like 2 days later, Justin Bieber was on TV. He said, "Luke, why can't you say?" I'm like, what? This is crazy. It's like, so I just took that. I'm like, all right, man, you just gotta make them believe. It's cool, and it worked. So now, everybody's full support. Arts, everybody. Now they're waiting for me to blow. Okay. So that's the middle ground. It's like, yo, you've been doing it for a while now. When are you going to blow? But then now they think it happens so fast. You know what I'm saying? But it doesn't.
It's a process.
It's a process.
Yeah. How, you know, speaking of musically, what is your biggest accomplishment? You perform in a lot of theaters, a lot of, you know, like dope spots in the DMV, Houston, out of state. What's your biggest, in your mind, biggest music accomplishment, and what are you trying to, you know, get to?
I think we were able, so far, what makes me happy is that we were able to create a platform for others. You know, even though we barely anything, you know what I'm saying? We have a thing called WAZY Family Fest, you know what I'm saying? We created that simply because promoters were not letting upcoming artists perform unless they was already popping, which doesn't make sense to me. It's like, if I'm already popping, what am I doing here? I'm not going to come here. You're going to have to pay me to come here. So it's like, all right, we're going to create a stage where like there's no politics, there's no whatever. If you working and you got sauce, come on. You know what I'm saying? So, and we were able to do that for 3 years. You know what I'm saying? We had a reflex, you know what I'm saying, one of them joints. It was cool, you know. So that right there, I would say, you know what I'm saying, because these are the type of things that I signed up for, you know, to be able to create more opportunities for everybody, you know, however we can help, you know, so far. So yeah, I mean, the shows are cool. Whoever we meet, they're cool. But it's like, yeah, those, you know, giving back type of things is really what I really hold on to. That's what I'm proud of.
That's dope, man.
Okay. Yeah, definitely. You know, you speak about WAZY family over and over and over again, man. Who's in WAZY family? Like, are there members?
It's a
movement.
movement.
Is it a fan base? I know it's a movement. Like, can I be in WAZY family? Like, I don't know. Where do I sign up?
Cop the merch.
We got stuck me. We do. Nah, but I mean, WAZY family, you know what I'm saying? It got a lot of incognito folks, you know what I'm saying? The background people, you know, they do their thing.
My man slumped over there.
You know. So what you would call it? We got a few artists, you know what I'm saying, myself. I mean, we're not like a label or anything.
Yeah, no, I feel it, but I'm saying it's a movement at the end of the day. Yeah.
So we got myself, we got Tody, and we got Rashid. So, but as far as WAZY family is the supporting cast. You know? If you supported us since, you're a WAZY family. You know what I'm saying? that's it. That's just the unit right there.
Yeah, who inspires you? What inspires you?
Yeah, the people around me. And you know, everyday movements, and you know, I like a lot of. If you're talking about music, I like a lot of like up and coming stuff. You know what I'm saying?
Who are some people you listening to?
I listen to
Up and coming.
I listen to Manuel's. I got a lot of Manuel's.
Shout out Manuel's. Yeah.
I got a lot of Toby Drills. These are just DMV people though.
Yeah.
Reflex. I listen to Reflex.
Okay.
Whatchamacallit? Yeah, so far it's just because it's so much talent. It's like, you know, and the big people just dropping regular stuff. So it's like, you know, these upcoming people still be hungry. So that it be substance.
Yeah.
Yeah. Facts. Facts.
Yeah.
What most inspires you right now? This is a question I like to hit our guests with. Like, you know, in your mind right now, what are you most curious about right now? What are you most curious about right now?
I don't know, man. I'm still trying to figure out why they keep. What are we looking for in space?
That's a good one.
I don't understand. I feel like if humanity knew everything, you won't be existing. It's like we won't be here. So like, you people in power, why do you keep trying to oppress? But, you know what I'm saying? I don't know.
That's a good one. That's a good one.
The actual track WAZY, man. What inspired that? Like, how did you get in the studio? Where were you thinking? What kind of space were you in when that track came about?
So WAZY itself was actually a thing. It was a clothing thing first.
Mm-hmm.
And then Will was like, man, I'm telling you, God willing. He said, yo, write a song called WAZY. I said, all right, cool. And then I sent him something like a week later. It's just a voice memo. You know, he didn't reply. Just, whatever.
He was doing Hit Boy tins.
You know
Big producer tins.
Yo, and then we went in the studio. I was like, yo, remember that WAZY joint? Yeah, I think I got like a whole verse now. He's like, all right, let me create a beat. So he dropped the chords, man. Oh my God, we went nuts. He went nuts, and he played it.
Mm-hmm.
And he's like, yo. So then I went in the studio. I did the first two lines, and then we just kept playing it over and over and over. It was just nuts. Like I already had everything else written, but we just did the first two lines. And he kept just looping it. I was like, yo, this is going on SoundCloud tonight. And it went on SoundCloud that night. And it was like, yo, the giant, it started doing numbers, and it was like, whoa, wow.
Gotta do a video.
Bro, if you listen to the one on SoundCloud, it doesn't have Will's tag on it. Because we didn't know. We were so excited. We just threw it up.
Yeah.
You know, the one on iTunes got Will's tag on it because we had to do that later. We was like, yo, we gotta put this on iTunes.
Yeah.
This is crazy. But yeah, shout out to Will. He told me to write that, you know what I'm saying? But WAZY itself, you know what I'm saying? It just started from
the ground.
clothing
Yeah.
and, you know,
Album
that
coming
thing.
January 14th. It's a listening party. Plug it up, you know. Is that a listening party? Where can people find it? All that good stuff.
Yeah, man. You could pretty much WAZY family. You can follow on Instagram, and you can follow Simply Hameed on Instagram. But yeah, January 14th, Middle Ground. You know what I'm saying? By the time you hear this, it's probably gonna be out. You know what I'm saying? So,
Now this out tomorrow.
oh yeah. So yeah, man, tune in January 14th. You know, we got a listening party coming up. That's probably gonna be in February. So you know, we need everybody. You know what I'm saying? Reflex gonna be there, so pull up the whole stuff in the middle.
WAZY Fest this year?
Yeah, WAZY Fest this year, later on this year. You know what I'm saying?
Any dates? Anything we should be looking forward to after Middle Ground? Still in the works.
Stay tuned. Go on iTunes, man. Hameed in the building. Download, stream, share it with your mama, with your ex-boyfriends and girlfriends, everybody. Middle Ground. Let's run these numbers up, man. Yo, appreciate you coming through, kicking with us, bro. First guest of 2020.
Hey, shout out my first guest of 2020.
I'm on it, man.
Thank you.
WAZY family, bro. You part of the family now. Listen, if you like what you seen and what you heard, we had Hameed in the building. Sir Charles co-hosting first time. You're gonna see more of him. Hit that subscribe button on YouTube. We appreciate y'all rocking with us, man. SITM Podcast on all social media platforms. Definitely want to remind you, if you want to sponsor this platform, hit us up on email, sitmpodcast237@gmail.com. This is Stuck in Middle Podcast.
We out.
Yes, sir.